Votez Corée!
Guy Code with Rena Oswald.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Guy Code. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about the benefits of being a single man. Now, human beings from time immemorial have always been social beings. Okay, we are made to socialize, and for many of us, one of the main goals in life is to have a life partner who will stick it through with us, through life's challenges and journeys, even have a family and, procreate and all that. And so having a mate is really a main goal for many people. Okay, mostly women, yeah, because they're when you're a single woman, they usually say you can't be happy to be being a single woman, but that's not the point of this podcast or this platform. So I'm just going to talk about the benefits of being single. Okay, for guys, mostly you want to have a partner to fulfill certain needs and certain desires, which of course you know about. I don't need to get into that, but I just want to say for the guys who might be single right now, and as I say a lot on this podcast, you're single, but you're working on yourself. You're working on self-development. You're working on your purpose. You're creating value and becoming the best version of yourself as a wholesome person. um this is a journey that is usually taken when you're single and when you are do not have any committed relationship, because when you're self-developing, you're really concentrating on yourself, and you will not invest a lot in someone else in case you're in a committed relationship at the time. So just some couple of people asked me, okay, are there any benefits of being a single man? And I say, yeah, there are a couple. Of course, one is that you're on your self-development journey. You're making, yourself a more high-value man. Okay, you're creating value. You're adding value to this world. You're making yourself the best version of yourself, which is probably the most important life journey you will ever have to go through, because it will just change everything in your life. So I, I'll I'll just tell you guys a couple of things that are benefits of being a single man. Okay, benefits of being a single man. Number one is that one, you don't have to invest in someone else who is still changing to what they are becoming or going to be. Okay, being a single man, we already know female nature. If you've been on this podcast for a little while and you've gone through a couple of the last episodes, you know that if you're a high value man and you know female nature of hypergamy, where the people who just want someone who will take them to their destination, and they will definitely hop off and go to and just hitch another ride which is going faster to where they're going, because they're not there for you. They're there for what you can offer to fulfill their goals and their desires and whatever. So being single prevents you from investing in someone who is still changing to what they're going to be and what they're becoming. Okay, so of course you know that if you've been on planet Earth and socialized with human beings for a while, you know that for many people, they will not show their true self in the first encounter. Okay, everyone knows how to create a good impression on their first encounter, especially if it's a short encounter. Okay, you just have to put up a front for about a few minutes, even a few hours maximum, and that can be easy for most people. So you only know the true self within a certain amount of time. Okay, and if you're already committed in a relationship and you're actually dating the image of a person that they first gave you, which is actually not their true self, later on you might find out they are not who they're meant to be, and their interests will change, and you will find out that their interests actually are not what you thought they are. Okay, so as a high value man, you might end up investing serious investment, okay, that you might not get back, especially time you can't recover it. Money probably you can. Time that's gone. So you're investing in someone, in a lady who is still changing to what they become, okay, who are going to be, they're transitioning and they're on the come up, they're still working on a few things, and you're like, oh yeah, I like her because she's ambitious, she's still working on a business, she's humble, she's grinding. But when she makes it, you will see a totally different side of her completely. And you're like, wow, okay, I didn't know you're this kind of person. And when they get to that point in life, they might say, you know what, I want someone else to be a partner. And you're dumped like that. All your investment is gone. So, number one is that being single helps you and prevents you from investing in someone who is still changing to what they're going to be, and then in their transition, they're in a phase in their life where you think that, they're this kind-hearted person, until they get to another phase in their life and you find out that that was just a phase, that personality was just because of that certain season in their life. And once they've elevated, there's someone totally different. They say power corrupts. Well, it could be true for most people. Number two is, if you're struggling with your mental health, that can be triggered by paranoia or trust issues. Now, this probably will not really apply to most high value men, because usually we're on self development, and probably mental health you will have structures to handle that, seeing a therapist and all that, because no one is immune to some mental health issues. No one is immune to that. Anyone can struggle with mental health. So if you're a high value man and you're struggling with that, you should definitely see a therapist and any professional who will help you, because it's part of the journey of making yourself the best version of yourself. So if you're struggling with mental health that can be triggered by paranoia and trust issues, then I would say you don't need to be seeing someone at that point, because you're just going to impose your own, insecurities and inadequacies on them, and it just makes it toxic. And as a man, that just shows you have a weak frame. Okay, if you don't really appreciate yourself and you show that you're always trying to give that vibe of inadequacy, insecurities, you just always show yourself as a needy person. Of course, that is a huge turn off, even though there might be a mutual attraction and all that. But when they see that you're a very needy person, they were like, you know what, I don't want to be a person like that, because if you don't trust yourself, then how can I trust you? And how can I trust your frame that you will be, stick by it through the tough times, and trust your masculinity, that you'll be the kind of maybe husband, father in the future. So if you're struggling with mental health, I would really, really, really advise you to just seek a therapist and try not to be in a committed relationship, even though you might think that they might help you. That person that you're trying to see might help you in through that to heal from that mental health and all that issues. I really believe that you should not be in a committed relationship. Just try to fix yourself first, because mental health is another issue. And of course, guys, speaking of which, mental health and healing, I have to definitely give a small side note on the August Alsina case. Well, I can say on this point, if you're struggling with mental health, don't be in a committed relationship. Be in an entanglement, that's okay. And okay, let me just give a small commentary on that situation. How I see it is that I was actually surprised by how Will Smith has a very scarcity mindset, because over 20 years in the industry, you're still a very, very high profile actor in the world, and you've created so much value. You're a household name almost anywhere in the planet, and you still showing the neediness of still having this lady in your life who clearly doesn't respect you, because if she really would have respected you and seen you as an alpha, there would be no way that she will be leaving the relationship and going and finding out, dealing with someone way below you as far as society. It doesn't make sense. So I think Will actually has a lot of a scarcity mindset that he needs to fix desperately, because unless it will really just get to us, because I think he might even file for divorce. I think, and still get half of his money, because if he's trying to just play it cool and try to be understanding and say I understand blah blah blah, so that it's not messy. It's already messy, man, and there's no guarantee that this won't reach a point where she just gets completely fed up and she's tired and she really wants to feel completely good, in quotes, as she said. She just says, you know what, I'm going to file for divorce and take half your money and go. I think Will needs to change his mindset. I don't. That whole situation was I was shocked by it, because I didn't expect that from Will. As being he's a very high value man. Most men would say that he's really chased success most of his life and created so much value for himself, and showing that this side of him of a scarcity mindset of he just, like, he didn't have a good, the whole red table talk, he didn't show his masculine frame through it, saying that he's going to get her back, get revenge. Man, no, you don't get revenge, you fix it from the start. It shouldn't have happened from the start. If it was a thing that you normally deal with it, that's how you usually are through the open relationship. I really think that it shouldn't have been a whole talk. You could have just tweeted saying that's how we are, blah blah blah, we have this and it works for us, and it's nobody's business. But you went on a whole interview for the world to see and just showed weak frame and showed your scarcity mindset. Man, I hope he needs to fix that, because soon it will not end up very well for him. But anyway, I digress. But that was number 2. If you're struggling with mental health that can be triggered by paranoia and trust issues, don't be in a committed relationship. August Alsina, him is just I think he's just I don't know. He's just, I wouldn't say he's a victim. I wouldn't say, but since he's really making a lot of money through this whole situation, I think he's in a good place. I don't need to really delve into his side of the story. I think him is glad that he brought it out, and it has been, this whole conversation has been erupted globally, and everyone is chiming in, and now he can make a good amount of money and get a lot amount of clout for his music and all that. So I don't think he's a victim. He just did what he did. Many people say he will have kept quiet about it. I think he should have kept quiet about it, but he had things to promote, content to promote, to become relevant, and this is the situation that has made him completely relevant in this time and era. So that's him, I think. Anyway, wrapping up on that story, I'll repeat again. Number 2 is, if you're struggling with mental health that can be triggered by paranoia and trust issues, do not be in a relationship. You need to fix yourself during that single season of your life through seeing a therapist and other professionals. Number 3 is that you can focus on your goals and purpose in life. Okay, especially this for all the high value man, for any man. When you're single, it's a season where you should be focusing on your goals and your purpose, and know exactly what you want. Because if you meet a lady who definitely there's attraction, but you don't have anything to give, you don't have value, you don't have vision, you're not driven, your frame is already weak. Okay, there's nothing really to build that relationship on in the long term or in the short term, or anything, or to keep that attraction going or the polarity going. Because if you're just there, you're just moving through life aimlessly, it's not attractive, it's not a good look at all. So when you're single, you can focus on your goals and your purpose in life, and this should be your focus even in a relationship. I say, guys, even in a relationship, you should be focusing on your goals and your purpose in life, because at the end of the day, you're going to die alone, and what you should be accountable for is what you had in you, and if you used it to serve humanity and create more value and prosper, you are actually completely accountable for what was put inside of you, not just the people around you. Okay, so make it a huge priority to use every gift, talent, whatever, whether you believe God-given talent and ability to serve humanity, create value, and just become best version of yourself. Because there's nothing as sad as knowing that you could have done better and that you just didn't because maybe you're lazy or you're afraid or blah blah blah. This is just one life to live and you should make the most out of it. So those are just a few 3 points I wanted to pass by you guys. Number one is benefit of being single as being a single mom. Number one is investing. It prevents you from investing in someone who is still changing to what they're becoming. It prevents you from investing in someone who is still in transition and having feelings that will last longer than the relationship. Will just mess your whole vibe up. Number two is if you're struggling with mental health that can be triggered by paranoia, trust issues, do not be in a relationship, stay single. Sorry. And number three is that you can focus on your goals and your purpose in life. And just these are the couple of benefits of being a single man. If there's a couple more that you want to add, you can definitely give your feedback through the Twitter, Instagram at Guy Code Kenya, Twitter, Reno Swear, Instagram, and we shall talk soon, guys. Bye.